So this week, in case you can't tell from the sign behind me, we are studying birds. My children love birds because right outside of our dining room window, we have got bird feeders set up, and so they see them all day long. We observe them, we listen to them, and they are loving learning about the birds now. Their word wall got them very excited. They're 2 years old. I have triplets. And we are also reading books about birds, and I wanted to share that with you. One of the books that we're reading is called Roosters Off to See the World, and it's by Carle, who is an amazing author. I love him. In fact, we just had the baby's second birthday party, and we did a brown bear theme, which is another book by Carle. If you don't know that book, get familiar with it. Your kids are going to love it. We are going to be working on prediction today. Prediction is a very key piece of reading. And you may be wondering, what is prediction? Why does it help readers? When should I use it? And so just a little bit, it's just like in science. A prediction is an educated guess. You take information from the book, you think about what's going on, and then you use it to make a guess about what's going to happen next. Just like with anything in life, your guess could be right or it could be wrong, and either one is okay because you're going to learn from it so long as you're thinking and keeping in touch with the story. So we're going to start the book, which I love the pictures in it. I'm going to sit back a little bit. One fine morning, a rooster decided he wanted to travel. So right then and there, he set out to see the world. He hadn't walked very far when he began to feel lonely. Just then he met two cats. The rooster said to them, "Come along with me to see the world." The cats liked the idea of a trip very much. "We would love to," they purred, and set off down the road with the rooster. Now I'm going to make a prediction right here, and I'm going to use this phrase. I predict blank because blank. So I'm going to say that I'm going to predict that they pick up 3 animals next, because first there was the rooster and he was 1, and then he picked up 2 cats, and so now I think they're going to pick up 3 of something else. I just don't know what. As they wandered on, the rooster and the cats met 3 frogs. "How would you like to come with us to see the world?" asked the rooster, eager for more company. "Why not?" answered the frogs. "We are not busy now." So the frogs jumped along behind the rooster and the cats. So my prediction was right, because there are 3 new animals that have joined them, and we now know they're frogs. After a while, the rooster, the cats, and the frogs saw 4 turtles crawling slowly down the road. "Hey," said the rooster, "how would you like to see the world?" "It might be fun," snapped one of the turtles, and they joined the others. As the rooster, the cats, and the frogs and the turtles walked along, they came to 5 fish swimming in the brook. "Where are you going?" asked the fish. "We're off to see the world," answered the rooster. "May we come along?" pleaded the fish. "Delighted to have you," the rooster replied. And so the fish came along to see the world. The sun went down. It began to get dark. The moon came up over the horizon. "Where's our dinner?" asked the cats. "Where are we supposed to sleep?" asked the frogs. "We're cold," complained the turtles. Just then some fireflies flew overhead. "We're afraid," cried the fish. Now the rooster really hadn't made any plans for the trip around the world. He had not remembered to think about food and shelter, so he did not know how to answer his friends. I'm going to make a prediction right here too. I predict that the fireflies are going to light up the way so that they can find some food and some shelter for the night, because they have lights on their body that light up, so it'll allow the friends to see what's around them. After a few minutes of silence, the suddenly decided it might be best if they headed for home. They wished the others a happy trip and swam away. Oh, so I'm going to change my prediction because it was wrong. The fireflies did not light up the way for them. What I'm going to predict now is that the fish left, so now I think the turtles are going to go away because it looks like they're leaving. We counted up to 5, and now I think we're going to go backwards. Then the turtles began to think about their warm house. They turned and crawled back down the road without so much as a goodbye. So here my prediction was right when I changed it. The turtles did leave to go home. The frogs weren't too happy with the trip anymore either. First one, then the other, and finally the last one jumped away. They were polite enough, though, to wish the rooster a good evening as they disappeared into the night. The cats then remembered an unfinished meal they had left behind. They kindly wished the rooster a happy journey, and they too headed for home. Now I'm going to let you practice this special skill called prediction. I want you to tell me what you predict is going to happen by using that phrase, I predict blank because blank. Now I'm going to keep reading. Now the rooster was all alone. He hadn't seen anything of the world. He thought for a minute and then said to the moon, "To tell you the truth, I am not only hungry and cold, but I'm homesick as well." The moon did not answer. It too disappeared. So was your prediction right or was it wrong? If it was right, that's awesome. If it was wrong, that's awesome too because you were thinking about the story. If your prediction was wrong, I want you to take just a minute to make a new prediction. Adjust your thinking on what you just heard. Okay, let's see. The rooster knew what he had to do. He turned around and went back home again. He enjoyed a good meal of grain and then sat on his very own perch. After a while, he went to sleep and had a wonderful, happy dream. All about a trip around the world. And here, just for fun, if you wanted to, you could make one final prediction. There's no more to this story, but if you wanted to, you could keep playing it out in your head and see what you could come up with. Now, I told you before we started what prediction was, how it was making guesses based on what you heard in the story. I also want to tell you about why it helps you as a reader. It keeps you engaged. Did you see how after we read a few pages, I would stop and I would think about the story, which helped my mind continue to play into what was coming up in the book. And we use it all throughout the book. We use it before we start to make predictions sometimes. We could have started with the title, and I could have asked what you thought it was going to be about, which is a great thing to do with your children. Or if you're reading on your own independently, it's a good thing for you to do. It makes your mind start to think about what's coming up in the book. You also use it throughout the story, as you saw. And then we could use it also at the end to go back and review everything to help us rethink the story. I hope you loved this book. It is a fun one, and like I said, Carle is one of our favorite authors. We really, really like him, especially at this age in our lives. And that's it for now. Thank you.